With me is Stephanie Rocha, and I'll explain just a bit why this is a pretty significant opportunity, something we do every year. Odis Dolton was such a good man and someone that was known as the social worker of Abilene, who gave his talent, his treasure, and his time to this community. This is the fourth consecutive year that we have recognized an individual that exemplifies the spirit of Odis Dolton. This award is called the Odis Dolton Good Neighbor Award. And again, this is the fourth year. This year's recipient is Stephanie Rocha. Stephanie and I have worked together in the community for a number of years. But after I became mayor, she invited me to go to a forum where we talked about trafficking in our community. And I was a bit embarrassed because things I just didn't know. Stephanie, the last several years, has led an effort to address this issue, and really more like a ministry beyond trafficking. And when I talked to Pam, that's Odis's widow, who every year has an opportunity to interject in this, I told him Stephanie's story, her contribution, what she has done, and Pam really wanted you to receive this award. She believes that you exemplify the very things that Odis stood for, and that is loving your neighbor, serving your neighbor. And I thought it'd be beneficial as we honor you that you just spend some time telling us what is it that you do and what ministry, how this ministry affects and blesses this community.
Well, first of all, I'm super honored to be here. I knew Odis Dolton very well, and he was a man of just such integrity, and he did so many great things here in our city. And so this is just quite the honor. So yes, here at Beyond Trafficking, our job, yes, we assist human trafficking survivors, but in order to do that, we have to start with the infrastructure. So we have to start with making sure that education and awareness is out there as well. So we assist human trafficking survivors, but we also make sure that our community knows what human trafficking is, how to look for it, and what to do about it. But a big part of the ministry is addressing and assisting the survivors. One of the gaps that we noticed here in our area was the housing gap. There's currently not a long-term place for human trafficking survivors once they have been back out of the game, is what we call it. And so that was something that we decided we needed to try to close that gap and try to address. So we are working to build a safe house here in our city. That way we can make sure that we are meeting the needs of the human trafficking survivors in our area.
So I know every year you have a couple of events that is designed to both educate as well as bring awareness. What are those events, and how may the citizens engage and help you in this needed ministry?
So yes, one of our big awareness events is our Walk for Freedom. This is a global event. This is done all over the world at the same time to bring awareness and education about human trafficking. There's a lot of myths about trafficking, what it may look like, what people think it looks like. They think it looks like the movie Taken, but that's not the case. So our big Walk for Freedom is our big awareness event, but we also do other events. Tonight we are doing some dream boards with our survivors, trying to make sure that their goals and their missions and visions are at the forefront of their mind, so that way they can begin their journey right back to freedom.
Well, we certainly appreciate you and those who work with you. Abilene, I believe, is a special place.
Yes.
It's a great place where neighbors care about neighbors so much they serve each other. And certainly, your efforts, your leadership in this ministry is a great example of how you are serving and why you're this year's recipient of the Odis Dolton Good Neighbor Award.